which will share the resources where you could join and continue with the project. Okay.
Just maybe start. Um,
So here is.
I think I,
Go
sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I can introduce and then maybe can start after. Sounds good. Just a second. Yeah. Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you joining us today. We are thrilled to have you over here. So, let me introduce our speaker, Ajitesh, who is a founder and CEO of Tuftung AI. Ajitesh is not only a domain expert in AI, he has also worked as a product manager at Google Gemini. And so you can take the notes and ask question as much as you want. And let's dive in. Over to you, Ajitesh.
Oh, thank you so much, Anjanu. So yeah, I've been a developer and product manager in past. Happy to speak to you. When I was developing Tuftung AI, like I got help a lot from hackathons and people I spoke to. So this is our idea of sort of sharing what has helped us. And I have shared a resource in the channel in the meet here, which has a couple of things that I'll walk you through that can be helpful, and we'll take from there. So basically, here we have a few repos which are ready to get started for building voice AI application. We will cover today first sort of basics of voice AI stack, what people are building upon. And the second is I'll give you a demo of creating a scenario, which is a voice AI agent that you could create on our platform. And then the third part here would be how to take this scenario or agent and embed in an application form. So the last part we will move rather quickly, but we'll have all of this recorded so that you can follow offline. So I'll start with the first one. And I would love to know what brings you here or what you would be interested in building. Feel free to type in the chat. But these are some of ideas that we have noted down here that you can use the voice AI agent that we'll be sharing today to build. So things like elder care check-in, book writing coach, where someone converses with an AI every day and that is transcribed and chapter by chapter is broken, sort of book is written, or maybe a pronunciation and accent tutor and things like that. That sounds great. So let me start with general voice AI application stack. So currently there are two sort of main ways in which the voice AI applications are being built. One which has existed for a while, which was that you first take the speech input to a speech to text model, then you put LLM, generic LLM like Gemini or OpenAI in between, which bring the reasoning aspect. And the third piece is the text to speech that converts final output of LLM into speech. And so on the first side would be any whisper or those kind of model. On the text to speech kind is Cartesia, these model. So you pipe through these three things and typically as close to in the same region, at least in a cloud, so that the latency is low. But still it was very difficult to manage because of each of the application resiliency and things breaks. It would be hard to build the application, and overall latency used to be like 500 millisecond plus, which has now come down because each of the individual components have become a lot more faster. What has come lately is a speech-to-speech model or multimodal model. So the first example of this was OpenAI real-time that came in September last year. So here you pass in audio input, and the audio token is what model inherently understands, and then outputs audio tokens. Second example of this was a Gemini Flash that came, and that was much cheaper, like 100 times cheaper, and that led to a lot of use cases that has come up here. There's some inherent advantage to speech model. First is if you are, let's say, shouting or speaking really slowly or showing certain emotions. In the case of speech to text, it's a transcript, so it does not captures the emotion. So model will not know the aspect of how you are explaining things or shouting or questioning, things like that, which becomes much more clear in speech to speech model. So in the use cases, for example, where people are building therapists or taking interviews where you have to understand facial expression, or sales call where you need to see the confidence, empathy, those aspects. So the second model is much more helpful. While the first model is still the first approach is much more relevant in a very reasoning heavy conversation where you just need to take input, but the main work is the LLM in between that, let's say, has to solve a math problem as it hears the question. So in those cases, the first one has a lot of advantage, and plus first one is still battle tested. So it has been there for a year plus now in comparison to second one. We use a mix of both, but mostly we rely on the second one because of the thing that we operate in a learning and development space where we want to understand like the speech and emotion aspect, where the second model is really helpful. The second pattern is more helpful. Happy to answer any question here. Overall, in building a voice AI application, there are multiple layers. The bottom layer here is the infra or sort of model provider. So this is what we discussed, like Gemini or maybe OpenAI, Claude, and these plus Cartesia, another, which is text to speech, another. So these are the model provider, and their main job here is that how fast they can produce tokens or how intelligent they are in producing these tokens. Mostly with time, they are also becoming agentic, like you have seen thinking that O3 has another. But general aspect here is sort of latency and intelligence of the model. While the second layer is the LiveKit and Pipecat, which in some ways is LangChain kind of a layer in the voice AI stack. So here they will they will create the whole pipeline. They will very easy interface they give you to put a LLM and sort of text to speech and other models. And similarly, let's say if one application breaks, one part of this breaks, then adding resiliency, retries, and those things you might get from these infrastructure provider. But you might have to host it. There is also hosting services that they provide at some cost. The third layer is the platform layer, and this is where like companies like Vapi and we exist. So what we do is that we have taken some infrastructure providers, certain applications, and then put it in the way that you can very easily build on our APIs and our UIs, and then not worry about what if the model has gone down, what if there is more latency. So we need to take care of all of these, like retries handling, and if some part of the application is going down, and then some agentic layer. For example, in the case of Vapi and other, when to transfer the phone call. In our case, like we give a meet kind of UI where your agent can interact with your customer, plus can create cards, whiteboard, it can write code on an editor. So those things that it provides. And finally, there is end application, which uses these layers to build. So this is the typical stack that we see. So I'll keep moving. So one of the reason why the platform exists here is that, let me see if there's a question. So one of the reasons platform exists, which I spoke to you about, is in any voice AI application, there are different parts. One is that you capture the input, and then in many cases, you need to record the whole process and then analyze later on. So these three things also these applications bring together. That, let's say, for an interview workflow, someone conducts an interview, then interview is analyzed, and finally, what is the rating or decision which is made. So these three processes sort of you get very easily in a platform, and then some resilience, and then a set of tools that it can create. For example, if it's a voice AI agent, you have to tell agent how to behave. So agenda creation, how it should do analysis. So those are the things that are also taken care by the platform. So basically that's sort of agent layer and basics of the voice AI stack. Second, I'll give you a demo of how to create a voice AI agent on our platform, and we can then jump to what kind of agents you can build. Before I jump to building voice AI agent, it would be good for you to spend some time thinking through like what kind of agent you want to build, and just drop the idea in the chat here, or just think through, and we will sort of create with you. Here are some examples that we have created. For example, just to get started, book writing coach that we spoke about. You can also create an apology delivery coach that teaches people how to deliver apologies, or like storytelling coach that has RAG database of different stories, mythologies, and on the basis of that, it can tell kids stories. And habit accountability coach that, let's say, every day a voice AI agent comes to you and talks to you about how much calories you have consumed or how you are making progress towards your goal. So these sort of things are quite possible with the agent. Interesting. Yeah, so next, let me jump to the voice AI agent building. So this is our agent platform here. So when you land on the website, you can directly interact with the agent here, which we have created as a first party content on the landing page or in the library page here. And there are certain aspect which is a scenario is a role play that agent does, but it does not has a memory. And if we give agent memory, then we call it a coach, that it remembers across scenario, that who you are, what progress you have done. And the way to create the agent is from here. So let's say the one example that I got here in the chat was product interview coach. So let me just use that. Coach for big tech, let's say. So in that case, we have written certain autocomplete script that helps write the prompt. But idea would be that you will have to describe like what sort of agent it is, and how it should behave in the interview. For example, it should start with a brief introduction, then it should ask certain questions, what kind of questions. So because it's a product interview, so then product sense, analytics, technical question, some behavioral question. And then you might want to give some knowledge base to this agent. So let's say you have done 5 interviews before with a human, then you can just upload that transcript. Or if there is an audio file or something, so then agent knows that this is how it can replicate that scenario. Then there are certain sort of settings. For example, should this be a public or a private agent? If the agent completes the whole interview, where should the report go? It can do the analysis itself. So here, for example, I can put my email. I can enable like automatic analysis should happen, and whether the agent should have memory across situation or not, which is I interacted with today. If I come back tomorrow, should it remember me or not? So for now, I'll click yes. Some model choices. Then there are different tools that this agent has access to. For example, this agent can draw on whiteboard. It can use timer. It can draw cards. So I'll take the card one, which is interesting, and maybe mermaid editor. And you can provide avatar here, so that this is how the agent should look, and then voice and accent and these things. So I'll just use an avatar so that it's clear. So we will add this face here. I'll add an avatar. And there are some ways to control the agent strategy, like should it be talkative? If you want to send any message, let's say 5 minutes into the interview, then you can use a conductor and set a time, and at that time send the message. So I'll create the scenario here. So this is your scenario that is created that you can interact with.
Hi there, I'm a senior product manager interviewer here to help you practice for your upcoming big tech interview.
An idea would be that you will play in this editor and try to sort of improve it. But overall, like in our platform, this looks like a meet kind of experience. And you go here, and this is your product interview coach. This is the user instruction, and you can work with it here.
Hi there, I'm a senior product manager.
Okay.
Hi there, I'm a senior product manager interviewer from a major tech company. I'm here to help you practice and refine your product management interview skills. Which specific big tech company interview would you like to simulate today?
I want to do for Google. Can you create a card with the interview topic for today?
Sure. Let's simulate a Google product management interview. What interview topic would you like to focus on today?
I can then create product sense questions.
Okay, let's focus on product sense for this Google interview simulation. To start,
so I'll stop here, and this will analyze and send the report and all. But so the basic idea here is that you can use here to create this scenario. And one other thing that I will show here is that once you created this product interview coach, which is here, you can go to the details here and go to the integrate. And here you will see certain iframes like full, basic, minimal. And now you can just take this 4 lines of code and embed in your personal website, and your agent will be live there to interact with. So this, I picked the sort of basic style. You can pick the avatar and all, and then this way you can embed this agent into your application very easily.
All right, let's dive right into prepping you. All right,
And there are some events and all that you can use to sort of make a more real time. So this is the link to the application. Spend maybe a couple of minutes to create a scenario for you. Then we can move to the next sort of part of the process today. And let me know like what scenario you have created. Would love to know. This should not take more than a minute. Idea is just for you to know that how to create it and everything. All of this is recorded, so you can come back. We also have our Discord channel where you can post question offline, and we are happy to sort of help you build the application or scenario. There is option to monetize it, or if you just take it and put in your application, you can do the pricing and other thing on your side, or just like solve a problem that you were thinking. Okay. So what we will do is that now we will use this embed code to create an application. So to create an application, the first thing I'll do here is, so this is the repository that we have shared in the doc. So I'll just share it again. So this is a very simple repo, and what I'll walk you through the code, but basically the end application looks something like this, that you get this one where there is a placeholder course name that you can change, 3 benefit, and some module name that you can write, and user can enroll from here, and it creates a course layout. That the first here is a video lesson on maybe an insight that you want to share. Let's say you want to teach someone how to do a good product management interview. So the first will be a YouTube video that you can add here, that how should they answer the question, and then 3 practice with AI. So using our iframe, you can do 3 AI practice. So that's why that way you can create a complete course with 1 video and some AI practice that you can either sell or just use for your own practice. So this is what we will create, and this is the application. So the first thing that I will do is just clone it on my local. So I hope you can see my terminal. So I'll do is git clone this.
You can only see the GitHub one.
Oh, you cannot see my, okay. Sorry. So there might be an infinite thing for a while, but after that. So I'll just download this to a folder, git course 4, and then I'll cd into this one because I have it already here, so I'll remove that. Then I will just commit it again. Sorry, I have to do git init, but first let me just show you like what is in this here. Okay. So you can see here, so this is very simple repo. So the first page of this repo is what you saw there, where you define like what is the name of this repo, which name of this course, which you can just change it here, and sort of 1-line tagline, and then 3 benefit that if you want to add. So those things comes on this page. So page.tsx defines that the first page, how it looks. And then on the second page, you have 2 aspects. One is the course client, which is rendered on the page.tsx. And here we have already created a couple of ways to add the content. Either it can be Loom video, YouTube video, iframe, or Tuftung AI iframe. And the way to add this is just to change this course data here. So this course data has like favorite product question, answer product interview question, and this is the iframe, the same iframe that we created there. So what I will do is I will go here where we created the iframe, which is here, and I'll take this URL, which is still here, and I'll go back and I'll change this to this one. And I have 5 more minutes, so I'll be quick here. And this was a product interview question for big tech, right? So I'll just change that. Product interview coach. So once I do that, I will come back here again, and now I'll do git init, then I'll do git add, git commit. This is my first commit. And what I'll do is that I'll create a new repo here. And I'll call it my course before, and I have to do it. You will not have to, because I have to create this repo within the same account, and so that would have created me some problem. You just have to fork it and it should work for you. And I'll just push it to this repo. So now I have this repo already, this my course thing created. And now what we will use for this is Vercel. So I'll go to Vercel, I'll go to add, I'll go to project, and this is the my course that we just created. So we'll come here, we will select deploy. So everything here is already set. Of course, you can change things or just host on a Docker or somewhere else, but you can take a hobby project from the Vercel and just deploy it. So this will be sort of a very simple application where you can create a YouTube video plus 3 AI scenario, the voice AI agent, and then create that gives this complete package of video plus AI practice. So we'll let it deploy. But any question? I know we moved really fast, and we also tried to cover too many things, but idea was to give you glimpse of things that is possible. So if just to recap, the first thing is there are multiple stacks that are emerging. One is voice to voice, second is sort of 3 things combined. The way to build voice AI agent is either you can directly go to the model, you can go to the infra, or you can go to the PaaS provider like us, VAPI and other. Here you create a voice AI agent with a few commands, and your more time will go into perfecting how this prompt you write and tools you give agent access to, and then how to embed that into your application, which I gave you a glimpse that you can take the iframe and can directly put into your repository and create an experience around your agent. But you can of course do it in a different way. We will go here and see that if our agent is deployed. So this is deployed now. And sort of very small change that we did, which is we created this product interview coach for big tech, which is now here. And I took the basic one, and that's why it looks like this. So feel free to join our Discord. This doc, I assume, would be helpful to you, but let us know if you have any question. Feel free to email us. Any question? Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.